So Dave here wants the full story on the staffing at the National Weather Service in Jackson, Kentucky on the night the tornadoes hit, because everyone is still getting it wrong, including the person's video that this comment was on. So to recap, after the tornadoes hit, the National Weather Service came out and said they were fully staffed. And that is because media was reporting there was nobody there and people didn't get any warning. So the National Weather Service came out and said, we were fully staffed. Well, then later it was found out that fully staffed at the National Weather Service in Jackson, Kentucky used to mean 13 people, and now it means 9. So a lot of people thought that during that storm, during that time, there would normally be 13 people there, but they only had 9. That's not a thing. The 13 people they had was the amount of people that covered all 3 8-hour shifts. Like, 5 people on one shift, 4 on another, 4 on another, or however they divided that up. So normally there would be around 4, sometimes 5 people on shift working during any particular 8-hour shift. So what they did was they stopped doing the night shift. They laid off the people that worked the night shift. And they don't report weather at night anymore unless it's severe weather, and then they come in. When there is severe weather moving in, people work nights. They take people off the other 2 shifts and they have them work nights. The same people that already work there. These are not people from some other part of the country, as other people are saying. They're not high school kids, right? So they rotate staff and they ask them to work nights, and they work nights to cover the night shift when there are storms at night. There was never going to be 13 people on staff during the storms. There was never going to be 9. So that night when the tornadoes hit, they had the normal number of staff there. There were people that might normally work days, or they might be people that normally work like a swing shift type thing, but they were there working nights. In no world do you ever need 13 people on staff, 13 forecasters to watch a 3 or 4 county area. That's ridiculous. If YouTubers can do it by themselves, why does the National Weather Service need 13 people staring at a radar? But this is where the confusion comes from. Now, a lot of people think they didn't get a warning. They did get a warning. They got a tornado warning more than 15 minutes before it struck. What the YouTuber was upset about was there was not a PDS warning initiated. So you have a tornado warning, and then you have a PDS warning as well. Probably 99% of the people in this country have no clue what a PDS warning is. And the reason they started giving PDS warnings is because people have been tornado warned so many times in their lives and never seen a tornado. It's kind of like the boy who cried wolf. They hear a tornado warning and they're like, so? Because nothing ever happens. So they come up with this PDS warning a few years ago. It means particularly dangerous situation, right? You have a tornado warning that everyone ignores now. So then you come up with a PDS warning, which is basically like saying, hey, it's coming, it's there, right? Look out. But almost nobody's ever heard of a PDS warning. Most people don't know what a PDS warning is. To initiate a PDS warning, you have to confirm the tornado is on the ground. At 1 o'clock in the morning in Kentucky, with no storm chasers out there to spot it, you would have to do that with a radar, which isn't super reliable and takes a lot longer because they don't want to put out a PDS warning unless it's correct. From my experience, a radar indicated PDS warning, they almost need to see a debris field on the radar to confirm that it's on the ground. Not always. So the tornado warning was on time. It was the PDS warning that should have been earlier. Remember, it was 1 o'clock in the morning and these people were in bed, sleeping. Would an earlier PDS warning helped? I have no idea. Was it late? Yes, because that's the facts of the case. So the facts are the National Weather Service was staffed, right? That's the facts. The facts are the people got a tornado warning 15 or more minutes in advance before the storm hit. Okay, those are the facts. Now, those first two facts are the ones that I was upset about when the media came out and said there was nobody there and nobody got any warning. Those were the two things that I was pushing back about. That's what everyone got mad at me about. The particularly dangerous situation warning, the PDS warning, that was late. That is a fact. It is not a fact there should have been 13 people there. It is not a fact they only had 9 when there should have been 13. That's not how it works. So those are the facts. Take that and do with it what you will. I'm not arguing whether it could have been better or worse, or if it's someone's fault that lives were lost. What I'm arguing with is the media saying there was nobody there and they got no warning, because that is a complete lie. And if you start these conversations with lies, you lose every single time.